The grand marble hallway of one of the country's most luxurious mansions had witnessed countless celebrations, business victories, and glamorous parties, but on one unforgettable morning it became the place where a powerful billionaire fell to his knees in tears. Surrounded by priceless artwork and glittering crystal chandeliers, he noticed a young housekeeper quietly polishing the floor. There was something painfully familiar about her face, something he had searched for during countless sleepless nights over more than 20 years. Within seconds, his carefully built world of wealth, success, and control began to crumble, because the impossible truth was standing only a few feet away. Before we continue, if you believe kindness deserves a second chance and that love can heal even the deepest wounds, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the Story Corner. Your support helps us bring more emotional stories that inspire millions around the world. For nearly 24 years, billionaire Jonathan Mercer had lived with a silent emptiness that no amount of money could ever replace. His name appeared on magazine covers, his companies employed thousands of people, and his luxurious mansion overlooked beautiful gardens stretching across acres of land. People admired his success, but very few knew about the heartbreak that haunted him every single day. Years earlier, during a terrible family tragedy filled with confusion and panic, his only daughter had disappeared. Despite private investigators, reward announcements, police searches, and years of hope, every trail eventually went cold. Friends encouraged him to move on, but a father never truly stopped searching for his child. Life had not been equally kind to the young woman cleaning the mansion that morning. Her name was Emily. She was 24 years old and had spent most of her life moving from one shelter to another after losing the people who had cared for her during childhood. She remembered almost nothing about her early years except a tiny silver necklace she had always worn close to her heart. The necklace was old and slightly scratched, yet she protected it more carefully than any valuable possession because it represented the only connection to a family she could not remember. Emily had recently found work through a housekeeping agency that assigned cleaners to wealthy homes. Every morning before sunrise, she quietly arrived at the Mercer estate, determined to work harder than anyone else. She never complained about long hours or aching muscles because every paycheck helped pay the rent for her small apartment and allowed her to save for evening classes. Her dream was simple. She wanted a better future earned through honesty and determination. Jonathan rarely noticed the housekeeping staff. His schedule overflowed with meetings, investors, and international calls. Yet that particular morning, something interrupted his routine. As he walked across the marble hallway, he saw sunlight reflecting from the silver necklace hanging around Emily's neck. His footsteps suddenly slowed. His breathing became uneven. That necklace looked exactly like the one he had personally commissioned when his daughter was born. Only two identical pieces had ever existed. He tried convincing himself it was merely coincidence, but his heart refused to listen. He quietly observed Emily as she continued working without realizing she was being watched. Her gentle smile, the way she brushed loose strands of blonde hair behind her ear, even the small birthmark near her wrist awakened memories buried beneath decades of sorrow. Memories flooded back with overwhelming force until he could barely remain standing. Emily noticed the billionaire watching her and immediately worried she had done something wrong. She apologized for slowing down and continued cleaning even more carefully. She had experienced enough hardship to know that wealthy employers often preferred workers to remain invisible. She lowered her eyes respectfully, unaware that the man standing before her was struggling to control tears. Jonathan gently asked about the necklace. Emily explained that she had worn it for as long as she could remember. She had no idea where it came from because her childhood memories were incomplete. She simply believed it belonged to someone who had once loved her. Those simple words shattered the final wall protecting Jonathan's emotions. His hands trembled as he retrieved an old photograph from his office. It showed a smiling little girl wearing the exact same necklace. The similarities were impossible to ignore. Still, Jonathan feared allowing hope to overpower reason. He arranged for a DNA test, promising complete privacy and assuring Emily that she had done nothing wrong. Although confused, Emily agreed because she sensed genuine kindness rather than suspicion. The waiting days felt endless. Jonathan found himself remembering every birthday his daughter had missed, every Christmas gift left unopened, every bedtime story that was never finished. Emily also found herself wondering whether life had hidden answers she never imagined possible. For the first time, she allowed herself to dream about belonging somewhere. When the results finally arrived, silence filled Jonathan's study before overwhelming emotion replaced every word. The report confirmed what his heart had recognized almost instantly. Emily was his biological daughter. Years of guilt, regret, loneliness, and unanswered prayers collapsed into one unforgettable moment. Jonathan walked into the garden where Emily was helping arrange flowers after completing her morning duties. His eyes filled with tears long before he reached her. He held the report in shaking hands while struggling to speak through overwhelming emotion. Emily read the document slowly. At first she could not believe it. Then memories began returning like scattered pieces of a forgotten dream, a large garden, laughter, a loving father lifting her into the air, and the silver necklace being fastened around her tiny neck. Those distant fragments suddenly connected into one beautiful truth. Father and daughter embraced beneath the clear afternoon sky, surrounded by blooming flowers and gentle breezes. Years of separation disappeared inside one heartfelt embrace. Neither wealth nor luxury mattered in that moment. Only love remained. News of their reunion spread quietly among the mansion staff. Jonathan immediately thanked every employee who had treated Emily with dignity despite never knowing her true identity. He promoted several workers who had shown exceptional compassion and established educational scholarships for employees' children, believing that every hard-working family deserved opportunity. Emily never allowed her new life to erase the lessons learned during difficult years. Instead of leaving behind the housekeeping team, she spent time listening to their stories, supporting struggling families, and creating programs that provided housing assistance, education, and career opportunities. She wanted every worker entering the mansion to feel respected, appreciated, and valued. Jonathan also transformed as a man. Before finding Emily, success had been measured by profits and achievements. After finding his daughter, success became measured by kindness, forgiveness, and time shared with loved ones. His mansion no longer felt like a monument to wealth. It became a true family home filled with laughter that had been missing for decades. Many visitors admired the estate's elegant halls and priceless decorations, but Jonathan's favorite place remained the marble hallway where he had first seen Emily cleaning the floor. What others considered an ordinary morning had become the greatest blessing of his entire life. Every polished tile reminded him that miracles sometimes appear when people least expect them. The story of Jonathan and Emily reminds us that life's greatest treasures cannot be purchased. Love may disappear for a season, hope may seem impossible, and families may be separated by circumstances beyond their control, but compassion, patience, and faith can open doors that once seemed permanently closed. Sometimes the people we search for are much closer than we ever imagine. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to the Story Corner. Your support allows us to continue sharing stories that remind the world why kindness and hope still matter. Special request, comment below, what would you do if you unexpectedly found a loved one after so many years? No matter how long the journey may seem, love never truly gives up. Sometimes, after years of heartbreak and unanswered prayers, life quietly brings people back together when they need each other the most. And when that day finally arrives, even the strongest hearts are not ashamed to cry.